Hey guys, welcome back to the Shire. My name is Rebecca and I'm a stay-at-home mom and an online reseller. I currently sell across 7 different platforms. Those platforms include eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Curtsy, Kidizen, Etsy, and Facebook Marketplace. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I usually do a lot of haul videos and yard sale with me, what sold videos, but I have been running into some issues and it's something I just want to discuss. So today we are going to be talking about FedEx SmartPost. Now I'm not entirely sure if FedEx SmartPost is available like on other platforms. I haven't seen it. I do sell on, like I said, 7 different platforms, so I haven't seen it anywhere else. I'm not sure if that's something you can like go through individually, but in today's video I'm going to be discussing it in relation to my platform that I sell on Mercari. First, I'm going to talk a little bit about what FedEx SmartPost is, because not everybody may know. So when you sell something on Mercari, you can choose, well really when you're listing something on Mercari, you can choose how you want to ship the item. And you have the options to choose between the Postal Service, USPS, UPS, and FedEx. Now, in addition to just regular UPS ground and FedEx ground, there are some additional options. I'm not going to go through all of them because I don't use all of them, but within that, there is an option called FedEx SmartPost, and that it's been around for a few months. I can't remember exactly when it was started. I don't think it's been quite a year, so it is still a fairly new thing. But let me tell you about how that works and what it is. The basic gist of it is that FedEx works with the Postal Service to deliver your items. So it's both going to be in the hands of FedEx and USPS at some point during its journey. And typically that is that the Postal Service has it in their possession at the end, just prior to delivery. The reason this is such a great thing for FedEx is because it reduces their workload. Instead of them having to deliver these packages to every single address that has one, doing a one-by-one delivery method, they can just drop a bunch of packages off at a local postal service or at a local post office, and the Postal Service can then deliver them for them because they're going to every address every day anyway. So instead, FedEx can just pay USPS, drop their packages there and say, you guys deliver it the rest of the way, and they don't have to do that on their own. The other nice thing for FedEx is that now allows people who are living at addresses that are not serviced by FedEx ground to still be able to receive packages through FedEx and through FedEx's shipping rates. So now the downside to this is that for whatever reason, it does take longer for those packages to get to their destination. It says that it will take 2 to 5 days longer than a FedEx ground package. FedEx does say, however, that their shipping will be unified as far as the tracking numbers, that it'll be unified between FedEx and USPS so you can properly track your packages. The good thing for the Postal Service on this end is it does give them more items that they have to get out, but they were losing business to delivering services like FedEx and UPS, or if you want to call them shipping services, however you want to talk about that. They were losing some of their business to companies like that. So this kind of gives them some of their business back because FedEx is paying them to do this. Now, UPS also has a very similar service. It is called UPS SurePost. So it's FedEx SmartPost, UPS SurePost. I do not have a lot of experience with UPS SurePost, but this video is just about the FedEx SmartPost option. And I may make a video in the future about SmartPost. We'll see. Now let's talk about the times that I would choose FedEx over the Postal Service for my packages on Mercari. So most of my packages on Mercari are going to be under £1. So I'll just use first class. USPS shipping is the cheapest way to do it. Once you get over £1, I'd say, a lot of my shoes, things like that, they will be between 1 and 2 pounds. So they have to ship at a £2 rate. So there's a big cost difference once you get to that, what in USPS we would call like a priority mail category, once it's over £1. I do have a little cheat sheet so I remember what my numbers are, but so if we're looking at Mercari, when you go to list an item and choose what your shipping is going to be, if I would do for a 2-pound package, if I do USPS priority mail, and this is just buying Mercari labels. There's, of course, you can ship on your own, use pirate ship, those things, and honestly, it's probably recommended a lot of the time. But I'm kind of testing out some different things with Mercari. So one of the things I'm doing is using Mercari's label. So if you were to use Mercari's label, the USPS priority rate is $12.48, and it'll take 1 to 5 days to get to the buyer. So it is the fastest, but it is the most expensive. And that's, like I said, if we're looking at only USPS priority, UPS SurePost, it's a tongue twister, UPS SurePost, and FedEx SmartPost. I'm just comparing those three because those are the three, I feel like, most common and cheapest options. So after looking at the Postal Service's priority option, then you can go to the FedEx SmartPost. Now, I just looked before I did this video, and it seems to now they're calling it FedEx Ground Economy. The price is the same, so I'm assuming it's the same. I don't know why the verbiage is different, but I'm going to keep referring to it as SmartPost because that's what I've been using it for. So their 2-pound rate is $7.99. So that's like a $4.50 difference from the Postal Service. So much cheaper, but it says it'll take 5 to 14 days to get to the buyer. So that's a downside. So then you have UPS SurePost. They say it'll be $9.42, and once again, take 5 to 14 days. So that one falls right in the middle between FedEx and the Postal Service. It's, was that about $1.50 more than FedEx? So that's kind of the options on Mercari. And like I said, I've been playing around with different shipping options and listing options on Mercari because I feel like sales had been pretty slow there for me for a little while. And so yeah, I wanted to try these out, and I decided to choose the absolute cheapest shipping option, which for those 2-pound items, jackets, jeans, shoes, typically, that FedEx SmartPost was the cheapest option, so I chose that. The other nice thing about FedEx SmartPost is that you don't have to actually go to a FedEx facility. For me, there is a dollar store. I think it's a Dollar General. I know there's like Family Dollar, Dollar General, Dollar Tree. I think mine's a Dollar General. It's either that or Family Dollar. But either way, you can look it up online and it'll tell you places that are like designated drop-off areas. So that is one for me. I've now done, I think, 3 of these FedEx SmartPost sales and shipping them. And I have had no problem dropping them off at those stores. The employees seem to know what they're doing, and they can scan them in and everything there. All right, so that's kind of all of the background about what FedEx SmartPost is and all that information. There really isn't a whole lot to it. It's basically you ship it with FedEx, FedEx hands it to the post office brings it to your door. That's the general gist. It's cheaper. Yeah. So here is why I am no longer going to be using FedEx SmartPost. I have had issues now. I have shipped, I think, 3 items using FedEx SmartPost. First one was months ago, went fine. I had no issues. I think it was almost a year ago at this point. And yeah, it was fine. I didn't have any issues. I have since shipped 2 more items just recently this month, and I have had pretty big issues. So let's talk about those. So the first one was a pair of Wrangler jeans that I sold. Wrangler jeans, they're men's jeans. They are heavy, so they were shipping at a 2-pound rate. I picked the FedEx SmartPost option, and that is with, I believe I was doing free shipping on that, so I was paying for that shipping. Now, I'm in Pennsylvania, and these jeans had to get to California. So they're already going the whole way across the country. It takes a little bit. Now, the person ordered these on May 10th, and they were picked up from my Family Dollar, whatever the store was. They were picked up from my drop-off location on May 11th. So I actually shipped these the same day. They were ordered on May 10th. I took them to the store on May 10th, but the pickup had already occurred for that day. So the next day FedEx came, got them from the store. So that brings us to May 11th. Then you can look through the tracking information, and it makes a lot of stops. I don't quite understand it. I don't know if that's typical of FedEx because I don't usually use FedEx. But when you look at the tracking, it changed facilities so many times. And I just don't know if that's typical or not, but it makes me a little worried because when things have to switch back and forth a lot, there's more room for error. But for some reason, the tracking paused at May 23rd, and I ended up getting a message from the buyer inquiring kind of as to where their package was, because they said they've gotten 3 different delivery updates now saying it was going to be delivered this date, then it wasn't. It's going to be delivered this date, then it wasn't. So they were contacting me about it, and I don't track all my packages. I mean, I sell a lot of stuff, so unless someone approaches me and says, hey, I haven't received my package yet, I don't typically just track them on my own. I just don't take the time to do that. I think most people probably don't, unless it's like a really high dollar sale. But this was under $40, including shipping. So I said, okay, let me look into it. And I looked at the tracking, and sure enough, it had been sitting. And I kind of did a little Google Maps search, whatever. And they were in California. They were about an hour and a half away from my buyer, sitting for whatever reason in some facility over there. So I called FedEx, and they were completely useless. They were basically like, okay, yeah, we see it's here. And I'm like, I know it's there. I can see on the tracking that it's there. My problem is it's not moving. What's going on? Couldn't give me any information. So they were useless. I contacted Mercari, said, hey, I contacted the carrier, and this is what they're telling me. They can't really give me any information. And they were like, well, we contact us if it hasn't moved in 7 days. If tracking hasn't updated in 7 days, then it sounded like they would be able to do something about it. So that package was paused, basically stuck somewhere from May 23rd until May 29th. So for essentially 6-7 days, that package was sitting an hour and a half from the buyer with no updates. Like, why? I mean, just why? Why was it not moving? It was so close to her. And for nearly a week, it was like, what, did it get shoved in a corner and they didn't realize it or something? I don't know. I have no idea why. So, the buyer was understandably frustrated, but they were very kind. And it did eventually get delivered to her on May 29th. So it was supposed to take 5 to 14 days, and it took her 19 days. And I never want something to take 19 days to get to a buyer. Ideally, I don't want it to take 14 days either. But, it does give them an idea when they purchase an item. It says, I think, who it's shipping through or how long it should take. So it's kind of an unfortunate thing, maybe it would be a better idea just to ship on my own and use pirate ship for those heavier items. I don't know. But that's a story for another video. But that was the first package I had issues with. And luckily, the buyer was so very kind and understanding, and I kept in communication with her a ton, saying, here's what I'm going to do, and I'd say, here's what I did. And she still, when she eventually got the package, she gave me a 5-star review and a wonderful rating, or 5-star rating and a wonderful review, stating that there were shipping issues, but that it was not my fault and that she would buy from me again. I offered her 20% off anything that I had listed, and that I would ship it not using FedEx. So she didn't buy anything then, but she was very kind, and I thanked her for giving such a great review, because then you have the people who buy a child-size hat for an adult because they didn't read the description or anything that says that it's for a toddler, and then they give you a 1-star rating saying it's not as described. So, you got some good people out there, and then you got people who don't know what they're doing. So now let's talk about the second package I've had issues with. So I had another order. It was like a sweatshirt Adidas jacket. So once again, it was going at that £2 rate. This one was going to Massachusetts. So once again, I'm in Pennsylvania. So Massachusetts isn't terribly far. It's not as far as California, that's for sure. Someone ordered this on May 21st. Now there was a weekend in there and it got a little goofy. So it didn't get shipped till May 24th. And that was me taking it to that dollar store again, dropping it off there for them to have picked up. So today that I'm recording this is actually May 31st, and there's still 0 tracking on this item. I've called back to the dollar store and said, hey, I want to make sure like this item got picked up. And they're like, yes, we don't have it anymore. It was picked up the next day. Tracking shows nothing. I called FedEx and they're like, yeah, it looks like it's still sitting, in the town that you dropped it off in. And I'm like, yeah, that's a problem. Like, why? It's not there. They said it's not there. It's been picked up. So where is it? And we don't know. So I guess we're just in a waiting game. I've contacted the buyer multiple times and they have not replied with anything, good or bad. So I guess it's just a waiting game to see. Hopefully it updates at some point. I contacted Mercari again, and Mercari is basically like, yeah, you got to kind of work this out with the carrier because we can't update the tracking information. So it's like out there in limbo, but it shows on Mercari that it basically isn't tracking, or it hasn't really shipped even. So the buyer could still cancel the order, and I don't know where it is. So then I'm out, and this was actually a decent order. This is almost $50. So, I mean, I don't know who's dropping the ball here. I don't know if it's got to be FedEx, at least to an extent, because here's an item that hasn't even been picked up, or it's been picked up, but it's not even tracking. So someone somewhere along the line needs to scan this thing. I don't know. But so overall, I would not recommend using FedEx SmartPost. It worked once for me. It has not worked these other 2 times, and I've got a package out there. I don't know where it is. If the buyer cancels, I'm assuming Mercari is just going to tell me I'm SOL, and then I don't know, I'm just out that package, I guess, and maybe it continues to track and eventually gets delivered, and then the person has their refund in a jacket. I don't know. I'm very frustrated with the whole situation. So what I've done is I have turned off FedEx SmartPost for all of those items. I have switched them to UPS SurePost, and I'm going to give them a try. I haven't had issues with UPS, so I don't know. It might still be a terrible idea, and if that doesn't go well, then I will probably just do like pirate ship on my own for those heavier items. I kind of like to try to keep things consistent on a single platform, but obviously that's not working in the FedEx realm. I hope you found this video somewhat helpful or informative. I don't know if you've used FedEx SmartPost, so please let me know if you have used it or do use it, and how it works for you. Like I said, maybe the cost savings just isn't worth it at this rate. I would rather lose $2 on the sale and ship it with UPS if they're better, which I still don't know because I haven't really used them yet. But let me know your experience with it. Let me know if this video was informative for you. And also in general, just let me know what other videos you want me to make. I know I'm doing a lot of these yard sale and haul videos because it's summertime and that's what I'm doing right now. But if there's other videos you want me to make and talk about different things, please let me know. I will add it to my list and work them in throughout the next several months or over the next year, whenever I get into them, and kind of intersperse them with my yard sale videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're on Instagram, you can follow me over there at TheCozyShire. I will see you in the next video.